What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing Game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and Indiana Pacers. And now that the series is now tied 1-1, the question I have after this game is pretty much: have the Oklahoma City Thunder taken control of this series now? We've seen the first game where it was fairly close all the way to the end, where Tyrese Halliburton basically made the go-ahead game-winning basket. You look at how the Oklahoma City Thunder played the first half of that game until the waning moments, and ultimately they did lose. But you look at Game 2 and you say, with how Oklahoma City came out and they basically dominated the entire game, whereas though the Indiana Pacers never had an opportunity to come back and get close. I mean, at times, when they were down a ton of points, they did get it down to about 17, things like that, but they just never got close enough to ultimately make it a game. For me, in Game 2, honestly, what I will say is Tyrese Halliburton cannot play like that. I will say that first and foremost, he cannot play like that. He cannot arrive to the party late. He has to be a player that has his imprint on the basketball game at all times. Just due to the fact that the Pacers, they need him. They need his playmaking and they also need his offense. So if he's not able to do one or the other, they are ultimately going to lose. Being as though, like I said, you look at Game 1 and you look at the box score in Game 1, speaking on the Pacers and saying what did they get from everyone. You look at Pascal Siakam, he did have 19 points. Nembhard had 6 assists. Nesmith had 12 rebounds in the first game. And you look at SGA. SGA had a phenomenal game. He did have 38 points in the first game. Jalen Williams had 17, and people were saying, well, Jalen Williams has to be better. Chet Holmgren has to be better speaking on Game 2. So you look at what was accomplished in Game 2 by the Oklahoma City Thunder, and you just look at, in realms of rebounds, they 43 to 35. You look at assists was pretty much the same, 25 to 27 in favor of the Pacers. You look at steals, 10 to 9 in favor of the Thunder. But you look at turnovers. The Pacers did have 15 turnovers to the Oklahoma City Thunder only having 13 turnovers. So again, you look at field goal percentage as well. But again, like I said, Tyrese Halliburton cannot have 17 points, 5 turnovers, and 6 assists. Pascal Siakam, did lead the Pacers in rebounds with 7, but when you look at an SGA shooting 52% from the field, 91% from the free throw line, and 34 points from the field, it's just not going to get it done in realms of what the Pacers should be able to do. You look at now that the series is going and shifting to Indianapolis with the series tied at 1-1. I say to myself, now I think this is where the Thunder are going to show their teeth. I think on the road is where the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to show, especially in this series, they're going to show that they're head and shoulders above the Indiana Pacers. I think this series is going to go 5 games. But again, the Pacers will have to play their best basketball at home. Now, we know role players do play better at home. So they're going to need more from guys like TJ McConnell, guys like Obi Toppin, who only had 3 points in game 2. They're going to need more from the role players, and especially they're going to need more from their star player. We have been applauding and giving Tyrese Halliburton his just due this entire playoff run. But if he's not playing his best basketball in the remaining games of this series, then I think the Pacers are going to be more behind the 8 ball than they currently seem to be, especially after the performance that took place in Game 2. But we know one thing about series, one thing about the playoffs, one thing about any 7-game series, that it's always predicated. We're going game to game. So, the Pacers got the best of the Thunder in game 1. The Thunder got the best of the Pacers in game 2. So now, being as though it's tied, going into game 3, we're going to see what coaches do as far as X's and O's is concerned, and going forward, what each team does as far as, defensively and offensively. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Indiana Pacer fans, Thunder fans, do you think the Thunder finally, have what it takes to be able to ultimately put the vice grips on this series and go up in game 3? Or do you guys still see the Pacers making it tough? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I catch you guys on the next video.